The History of Battle Royales and Where They Came From by me, Big Mac I-82. What's going on, guys? Today's discussion, like I said, is just the history of Battle Royales. And this is all going to be from memory, what I've heard over the years. I don't have any script for this. I'm not going to add in graphs of when this game died or when this game popped off. This is just all from the top of my head, from what I remember. So to start us off, we have the Arma 3 mod made by Player Unknown, who obviously made the H1Z1 King of the Hill mod and who made PUBG or Player Unknown's Battlegrounds. So when Arma had this mod, during the time of I think it was 2011, maybe 2012. At that time, the PC games that were popping off were games like DayZ and and Arma was the one that had the Battle Royale mod, and it didn't become popular. It didn't, there was no Twitch, or Twitch wasn't big back then, but people played it, people talked about it, people had fun. But the problem with Arma was just, I believe, is the movement and the gunplay just were not very fun. But it was a start, and people were like, oh man, this is actually pretty fun. Landing somewhere and trying to loot somewhere to kill other people as this zone closes down. This is pretty cool. I want like another game like this. And I feel like that's when Player Unknowns went to make the H1Z1 King of the Hill mod and made a lot of improvements, or just H1 had a better mechanics for Player Unknown to work with. And one of the main things was the movement, and you can say the gunplay, but the movement was the big thing. I think people fell in love with H1's movement. When I used to see gameplay of it, the movement, yeah, I mean, today we look at it and it was kind of clunky and weird, but you go back and see what people used to do, hopping out of cars and just doming people with the AR, or just one pumping people with the shotgun. Well, sometimes, not all the time, but what I used to see from people, uh, it was crazy stuff. It was crazy stuff that H1 uh, improved on from the Arma mod, that Player Unknowns improved on from when he made the Arma mod to making the H1 mod. And uh, the with the car, cars coming into play and being able to just rush people, jump out the cars, bam, two taps of one, bam, like onto the next person, get back into the cop car, like you put on the sirens if you want and just go ham. Like that's what H1Z1 did. It rewarded you with satisfaction when you played at a fast paced level. um and obviously, you can, over the time, H1 came out with updates that kind of didn't really help the game out that much. If anything, it made the game worse, and people were like, "Oh man, this just isn't for me anymore." And obviously, there was a lot of bugs in H1, and not that this was a bug, but just a weird, like, funky thing is that I was talking about how people used to get out and one pump people with a shotgun, bam, to the head, but uh, not really, because you can sometimes be a foot away. You can have your shotgun barrel down someone's throat, and you can shoot it, and they will still be alive. But in reality, your head would be gone, your torso would be gone, like your body would just explode into pieces. But obviously, H1, sometimes you get lucky, you get that one pump, and other times you just didn't. Even being point blank. So that was kind of like a meme in H1, I believe. And just in general, shotguns in every game are kind of like that. I mean, even in Apex, you can have the Mastiff, you can have the Eva, you can have the Mozambique. You can be point blank to someone sometimes, and you hit one pellet for 9, or you hit all 8 pellets and you still get only 11 damage, and you're just like, what the hell? Why am I using a shotgun in this game, even though they're pretty broken? So it's just a thing that shotguns have in every game, I think. But I feel like H1Z1 kind of propelled that into like the limelight. After H1Z1, Player Unknowns moved on to make his own game, I guess with his own development studio, with Player Unknown's Battlegrounds. And Player Unknown's Battlegrounds was, I guess you could say, almost like Arma, just more polished than Arma. But when people moved over from H1 to PUBG, it's like, oh man, like I can't. I'm getting punished for pushing people. I'm getting punished for trying to take this car and rush people with it, but I can't. I have to like take the car, fully come to a stop, then come out, because if I try to get out while getting out of a moving car, I know realistically you'll die. But that was the whole point of H1Z1, like the fast paced gameplay. And also too, the problem with PUBG as well was just the movement. The movement almost like took a step backwards from H1, closer to Arma, where it's very slow paced. You can't like really rush people because the movement was very clunky, very slow. You felt like you had 1,000 pounds on you at all times, and people just didn't really love the mechanic of the game. I for sure, like when I played it. Granted, I didn't play it on PC, when the alpha came out, but I played it when it came out for Xbox, and the Xbox launch was completely dog shit. It was bad, but when I played it, I felt clunky. I felt slow, and the only other time I felt slow in a video game was Gears of War. But Gears of War had they had an excuse for it. But with PUBG, it's like, why do I feel like I have 3 tons of armor on me, even though I only have like level 1 backpack, a level 1 helmet, and a level 1 armor with like 2 weapons and like a couple and some ammo. Like, why do I feel like I have 1,000 tons on me? So that was the deal breaker with PUBG. And also as well, like it was pretty buggy. It didn't look the greatest, but people still played it, and it gained a lot of traction. I mean, I can name a couple Shroud clips, that I've seen over the years. I mean, Shroud just went ham on that game. Same thing with Doctor Disrespect. I mean, Doctor Disrespects. He loves PUBG, and he wishes that it was just more polished. And if PUBG were to ever get overhauled, like if the movement system were to ever get overhauled, then I think it would be a superior battle royale, and it would be much more active. Because one thing that PUBG did correctly was the gunplay. The gunplay in battlegrounds is so good. It's so like satisfying to hit someone, to dink someone. Like it's such a satisfying feeling. And when I was playing it on my Xbox, granted I wasn't the best player at it, but I can tell, like, I can see myself, if the movement was a bit better and the game was a little bit more polished, I can see myself trying to master the gunplay of PUBG, because it was so satisfying to use and just to play, or just to shoot someone. So if PUBG's just had a better movement system, a better looting system, maybe better fast-paced gameplay. I know that they have smaller maps now, but back then they had a really big map, and you were not punished if you just wanted to camp in a building for the whole game. Like, you were not punished. So that was one thing that PUBG kind of took a step backwards in a lot of regards, but the little steps it took forward were very good. They were very good. Obviously, the main title that came out in 2017, the next big battle royale game that is still popular to this day. Granted, not as popular as it was during late 2017 and all of 2018 and early 2019. Obviously, the game I am talking about, the battle royale I'm talking about, is Fortnite. Now, why was Fortnite so popular? Why did Fortnite pop off? You can say, oh my gosh, because it was a free game. It was free. Everyone can play it. Everyone can download it. Everyone can play together, or not play together, but everyone can play, for free. So let's hop on right now. Or another thing too was just the updates. Oh my gosh, this company, Epic Games, they're updating this game every single week. They're making bug fixes. They're doing like little tweaks and tunes that the community is saying, oh, like, maybe this is a little bit too overpowered. This is a little bit too underpowered. Can fix this, fix that, or maybe fix the lighting of the game, fix this bug that I accidentally uh fell under the map, or the bus didn't spawn in or something. And Epic was making updates every week, and you can say like, oh, like, that was the main aspect of why Fortnite blew up. And regarded that is like one of the big reasons. And obviously the free content and the free or not the free cosmetics, but the only thing you had to pay for in Fortnite was the cosmetics. But in my opinion, the big thing that the reason why Fortnite became such a big thing was because of the building mechanic. It was different than H1. It was different than Arma. It was different than Player Unknown's Battlegrounds. uh, Epic added in this building mechanic that people had to learn. People wanted to learn, and it was obviously it was a very primitive thing when Fortnite first came out. But now you play Fortnite today, and people are just building gods. They are just masters. They know everything in and out of how to build and what to build and how to manipulate a box, and how to manipulate the roof and the wall and the ramp. And I mean, it's very, very mechanical now, but back then it was simple. And let me build this wall real quick so I have cover. Like, oh no, you shot down my wall, and let me make another wall. Let me run away without having to build. Fortnite was the building. People were just very new to it, and people didn't really know how to do it. But obviously, over time, and Epic made the changes it needed to, so they made building a bit easier, a bit easier to learn and easier to use. And so yeah, that was Fortnite. And the main thing I did want to talk about when coming to Fortnite is the impact it had on like games during those like 2 years, 3 years, and even games today. Like Fortnite had such a huge impact on a lot of games today. Like now, like every single mobile game you play for free, every single mobile game you play, they always have a battle pass. And the I mean, yeah, they have expensive cosmetics, but every mobile game you play, there's always a battle pass in every single mobile game you play. Hell, even games like just on console or on PC, big games, every single game has a battle pass now. When Black Ops 4 came out, when Battlefield 5 came out, when Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out, when Cold War came out, when a couple indie games came out. Like Halo's going to be coming out with the battle pass. 2042 is going to be coming out with the battle pass. Hell, the Master Chief Collection got a battle pass like 4 or 5 years after the game came out. Like it's crazy, like the influence that Epic had on other games with just a simple battle pass. Just a simple battle pass. Like it's like, oh my gosh, like I can, like, if I keep playing the game, I earn cool cosmetic stuff. I earn, granted, I mean, most games now, like, oh man, I earned a spray, I earned an emblem, I earned a title card. Here's a little emote I can throw up, of a heart. I mean, but that's what games are nowadays. Now they are ruled by battle passes due to Epic Games, and that's not a bad thing. But I also don't see it as a very good thing, because now developers are putting this battle pass system every couple months. And Call of Duty kind of, in my opinion, made it worse, because now the only way to earn weapons is through the battle pass. And obviously, if you didn't play during that season, then you have to do these challenges, or sometimes you just didn't earn the weapon. But now, like, in order to get the weapon, you have to do these challenges. Or if you're a a guy or a person with a lot of money can just straight out buy the battle pass, have the weapons like off the rip. And I think that that is the wrong way to do a battle pass. The battle pass is, I think, supposed to be just a purely cosmetic things. I mean, Fortnite is like that, and Halo Infinite, I think, is going to be like that, where like it's just going to be fully cosmetic. At least the Master Chief Collection's like that. The battle pass for the Master Chief Collection, it's just fully cosmetic stuff. And Fortnite to this day is still fully cosmetic stuff in the battle pass. Apex is fully cosmetic stuff, you know. But things like Warzone now and Battlefield 5, I think added, and Cold War, like added guns into the battle pass. Granted, for free, you can earn them for free. But I mean, the fact is that people who have money will just straight up buy those tiers that unlock the weapons and just start grinding them out right away, compared to people who are just gonna not worry about buying a battle pass, just play the game. And granted, that's like also a good thing, like as long as you're playing the game, you're gonna earn the weapon. But I wish like you didn't have to do that. I wish like the gun was whether just unlocked for you, or everyone had to do this one challenge to unlock the gun. Like like currently right now, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 still has guns coming out for the game, but you have to do challenges to earn the weapon. And I think, granted, the challenges are a little tedious, but I think the game should do that, like release the weapons, like, and just make it where you have to do a challenge a certain number of times or in a certain number of games to unlock the weapon. And I think if they do something like that instead of just putting it behind the battle pass, I think that's just a way better system. The battle pass should be a fully cosmetic thing. There should be no weapons behind it, because granted, it's not pay to win, but I mean, the people who have money to just buy 15 tiers, buy 30 tiers, buy 50 tiers. Like they'll straight up just get the weapon like right away. Um, but that's I mean that's the battle pass for other games. But for Fortnite, like I said, Fortnite completely like made a battle pass like in the limelight kind of thing, and also made crossplay. Like the fact that I mean crossplay like between Xbox, between PlayStation, between PC. Fortnite was the first game to do that, and encourage a lot of people to play together. And now it's a requirement for all these newer games to have crossplay, which is an amazing thing. Now, like, lobbies aren't gonna be like, oh man, I can only play with Xbox players, I can only play with PlayStation players, I can only play with PC players. Now lobbies are full, the games don't die as quick, so that's a very good thing. And obviously free content, free maps, free updates, no more paid DLC. Though, granted, in my opinion, when there was a paid DLC, it was a bit better. Like, I think there was more content in a paid DLC than what we're getting right now with Modern Warfare and Cold War and with Battlefield 5. It doesn't mean that we have to go back to doing like a whole paid DLC type of thing, but if like developers were to just maybe have a bit more resources or have a bit more time so they can develop like those great expansions but release them for free, then I think that would be great. But people who play games, like consumers and gamers, they want content right away. They want a new map every month. They want a new gun every week or every month. It's like I can, at least for me personally, I can wait for a new map. I can wait for a map to come out, 3 months later. But 3 months later, they have like 4 different maps or 5 different maps with like six, or not six, but like 4 different guns to use. I like that. I kind of like that like little system. But now because of Fortnite, it's a blessing and a curse. People want stuff right away. So now developers have like, okay, let's make a crappy map in a month, and we're gonna put this together, throw this together, bam. Like it's not a very good kind of stigmatism, I guess is the word, or not. I don't know what the word is. Anyways, we're gonna skip like over Firestorm and Blackout because those two battle royales were not the best. They were not the like the eye for everyone to play. Like they just did not. They fell on the floor before they can even walk. So we're just gonna skip over those two BRs because they didn't really do anything special in my opinion. Though they were fun to play, they didn't do anything fun, or like they didn't do anything new. Well, Firestorm did add like the armor mechanic similar to Warzone, and and Blackout, which is a better PUBG. Bam, two summarizations. But obviously the next big BR is Apex Legends, and I'm noticing at my time I probably won't be able to talk about Warzone, but Apex came out and blew kind of Fortnite not out of the water, but it kind of like made Fortnite like, oh crap, wait, there's like another big BR like in our area. Like now we have competition, because before, I mean, there was no competition. I mean, everyone was just playing Fortnite. There was no other competition, that like there. It was almost like a monopoly. But when Apex came out, a huge competition came out because Apex added a lot of new stuff, like the Legends, and then the reboot system, and the fast gunplay, the better gunplay actually, the fast movement. Like you can rush people without being punished in this game. Like it's Apex came out and Fortnite got scared, I think, and Apex was a big game for like maybe 3 months, 4 months, and then it kind of died down because the battle royale, or not the battle royale, the battle pass wasn't as good as Fortnite's, and the skins weren't the greatest, but like just in general, now before I realized, oh my gosh, we're not the only like top dog in this bitch. There's another BR, Apex, and Apex is doing it right. They have 3 different maps now. They have more legends. They have more guns to use. It's a very balanced game. The ranking in the game is very, very balanced and very good. And I mean, right now it's popping off because it really is like the better BR. And I believe that Apex Legends is the best BR to play. But yeah, guys, see you guys later. So like and subscribe. Peace.